Hello everybody. Today I am going to be making a revised Neighborhood War lore video. I have gotten many things wrong in the past about the lore, and have left many things uncovered, so I will be going straight into this. As we know, there are 5 teams in the Neighborhood: red, blue, yellow, white and the mafia. If you are unaware, the white team is a hidden government-like association that control the neighborhood. How do I know this? Take a look. This is the white team's base, or more commonly known within the player base to be the bunker. In here we can see several notes pointing towards mysteries and conflicts within this bunker's past. Although what gives away the government position is the fact that most of the notes here start with today's script, meaning that they are reading some sort of scripture out to the public. For an example, one of the notes read, "Today's script bring up daily visit statistics." Something that also gets brought up is a mafia. This mafia team has been threatening the white team, telling them to keep everything a secret, and that they want everything to stop. They also appeared to torture and kill members of the white team. What is the mafia? I will get into that later, because now I will explain what the white team did that the mafia disliked so much. Before the neighborhood had any problems, the white team was working on a demon core. If you didn't know, a demon core generator, part of the Manhattan Project, was a sphere of plutonium that was involved in 2 fatal radiation accidents when scientists tested it as a fissile core of an early atomic bomb. If you enter the sewers and walk through these bars, you can see a demon core generator. On the second accident, a scientist dropped the screwdriver, causing a reactor falling around the core. This caused the room to flash with blue light, releasing extreme levels of neutron radiation into the air. As you have just seen, in Neighborhood War, you can do the X-Cact thing. When you lift the screwdriver, the room flashes with light, and you become infected. But not with any virus, you become infected with radiation. More specifically called acute radiation syndrome. Symptoms of acute radiation syndrome also appear in Neighborhood War. Acute radiation syndrome can happen at 70 rad. Being exposed this close, and with this time, the player is probably exposed to about 1200 rad. The player will start coughing and vomiting blood, and then die after 2 or 3 minutes. So what does all of this have to do with an evil government organization? I have 2 theories on what happened to the citizens of the neighborhood. Theory 1. Theory 1 is that the white team were using the citizens as test subjects. The white team would make a tunnel that goes from the demon core gate to the center of the houses. They would take test subjects and bring them down to the demon core. After the person had radiation sickness, the white team would attempt to decrease the effects of the radiation by performing lobotomy on the person. We get this from this note. Terry B's cause of death shows mutilation, and the note also reads that an orbitoclast was found near their body. An orbitoclast was the instrument used for lobotomy around the 1940s. Lobotomies also stopped completely at 1967. So, as you could probably guess, Terry B was one of the test subjects for the white team, especially since their cause of death was mutilation, likely from radiation. So, what happened to Terry? Or any other victim? They are the whole beasts. How? This is what a radiation victim alone looks like in the games, and this is what the whole beasts look like. Not only is there a big similarity between the two, but we can see in the second game that the white team developed a serum to make subjects more aggressive. Another thing that proves this is that the whole beasts seem to have skeletal parts sticking out due to the rotting skin. Not only that, but if you dig up this grave, then you will see a note that reads, "For those who found this relic, avoid digging graves or you might restart the skeleton war." That broke out 8 years ago. The survivors called it the Skeleton War. The Skeleton War was what destroyed the neighborhood. The white team realized that the test subjects started to get extremely ill, and the white team couldn't just release all of these beasts, so they decided to hide them away in the sewers and lock the drain. Although without any medical treatment, the now whole beasts were even more rabid and eventually broke out, causing the Skeleton War. About 10 of these creatures broke out, twitching, and eyes literally popping out of their skulls. They were barely human anymore, and so the residents of the neighborhood used guns and weapons to fight back against these creatures that came from the sewer hole. So, as you could probably guess, this war was the reason why the neighborhood looks so rusted and broken, along with the fact of regular corrosion. However, something that could not possibly be because of corrosion or the whole beasts is this giant hole randomly made in the middle of the map. In the neighborhood, we can see that the sewers connect to different locations in the map, the locations being the police station, the middle yellow house, a grave, and the demon core. In this theory, the best thing I have for this hole is that it was caused from a construction accident. The white team were planning to build a more efficient tunnel, and instead broke a hole through the floor. This means that at the bottom of this hole would be broken remains of this failed structure. But for Theory 2, there is a much better explanation for this. For Theory 2, a nuclear bomb created the hole in the map and crashed right through the sewers. All of the radiation released from this bomb traveled up through the hole and into sewers. After everybody realized this, they destroyed all of the sinks, toilets, baths, and boarded up the bathrooms. Also in the second game we can see a similar hole, but it connects to the sewers. So as a quick summary, the neighborhood war, which is actually named Lost Heavens, was peaceful. It was a small, normal neighborhood somewhere between 1945 and 1967. The government of this neighborhood were a team in white, separate from the other 3 inhabitant colors, red, blue, and yellow. The white team was doing some testing with radiation, and brought in some of the citizens of the neighborhood. After the tested citizens became really ill from their demon core in the sewers, the white team likely did not inform the subject and performed transorbital lobotomy, claiming their symptoms to be of illness. After the white team realized how futile their acts of lobotomy were, they sent the test subjects down into the sewers to rot and die. Although some people from the white team with a more sense of ethical acts decided to team up and stop the corrupt white team from doing these crimes. They called this team the mafia, and threatened to barge into their bunker and torture, killing everybody there if they did not stop their testing. The white team ended up refusing and doubting the mafia, but the mafia eventually followed with their threats and ended up breaking in, interrogating, and killing everyone. However, it was too late for the mafia to prevent the actions of the white team, and the mutated bodies, poisoned with a serum to further worsen their anger, eventually broke out. Some called them whole beasts and some called it the Skeleton War. The citizens of Lost Heavens got their weapons and guns, exterminating the whole beasts. They eventually won, but the neighborhood was left in ruins, with the remaining survivors, including the mafia, leaving the neighborhood, the former government known as the white team now dead, and the neighborhood itself being completely destroyed. It was left there to rust and decay. Well, that was a bit more dramatic than intended. The last time I actually made a proper video like this was 10 months ago. I don't really enjoy making videos, but sometimes it can be quite fun. So, with that said, goodbye for now.